Both Sides of the Blade is a slow-burning romantic drama directed by Claire Denis. The film explores the fragile nature of love, trust, and desire through a complicated love triangle. It centers on Sarah, Jean, and Francois, three individuals whose past connections resurface and begin to disrupt their present lives. Sarah, played by Juliette Binoche, is in a stable, loving relationship with Jean. Their bond seems strong, built on years of companionship and emotional intimacy. Jean, portrayed by Vincent Lindon, has a troubled past, including time in prison, but is trying to live a calm and honest life with Sarah. The story begins to shift when Sarah unexpectedly sees Francois, her former lover, on the street. Francois, played by Grégoire Collin, is also someone Jean once trusted deeply as a friend and business partner. This chance encounter reignites buried emotions within Sarah. Sarah becomes visibly shaken after seeing Francois, even though she doesn't immediately act on her feelings. The moment sets off a chain reaction within her, stirring unresolved passion and emotional conflict. It becomes clear that she never fully moved on from Francois. Meanwhile, Jean remains unaware of Sarah's emotional turmoil at first. He is focused on building a new business venture and even considers working with Francois again, not realizing the emotional danger this brings into his relationship with Sarah. As Francois re-enters their lives more directly, the tension grows. Sarah finds herself drawn toward him, not necessarily because she loves him more, but because of the intensity and unfinished nature of their past relationship. The film carefully portrays how desire can coexist with stability. Sarah's love for Jean is genuine, yet her attraction to Francois feels uncontrollable. This duality becomes the emotional core of the story. She is torn between comfort and passion. Jean eventually begins to sense that something is wrong. His trust in Sarah starts to weaken as he notices her distance and emotional inconsistency. His growing suspicion adds another layer of tension to the narrative. When Jean reconnects with Francois professionally, the situation becomes even more complicated. The three characters are now entangled both emotionally and practically, making it impossible to separate past from present. Sarah's internal conflict intensifies as she struggles to choose between the life she has and the feelings she cannot ignore. She becomes increasingly restless, unable to fully commit to either man without hurting the other. The film does not rely on dramatic confrontations or fast-paced events. Instead, it focuses on subtle emotions, conversations, and silences. The tension builds through small gestures and unspoken truths. Eventually, the truth begins to surface. Jean confronts the reality of Sarah's emotional betrayal, even if it is not fully physical. His sense of trust is deeply damaged, and he feels humiliated and betrayed by both Sarah and Francois. Sarah, on the other hand, is forced to confront her own inability to let go of the past. She realizes that her actions have consequences, not only for herself, but for the people she loves. However, clarity does not come easily to her. The film ends on an ambiguous and emotionally heavy note. There is no clear resolution or happy ending. Instead, it leaves the audience reflecting on the complexity of human emotions and the difficulty of making choices in matters of love. Overall, Both Sides of the Blade is a deeply introspective film about love, memory, and emotional conflict. It shows how people can be pulled in different directions by their feelings, and how even the strongest relationship